to music.
Definitely. Anthony, welcome to Married to Music. I have to say, Anthony, that I've always noticed the way you carry about yourself when you're on stage as well as off stage. You always maintain that level of respect and that level of humility, and it also shows in your music. And I just want to know, sometimes artists get a little carried away with the fame and the attention. I mean, in your own opinion, what advice would you give to those in the business to help you keep grounded there?
Well, we have one of the most humble guys in the industry, and this is not my bad, it's true. Raymond is one of the most humble guys.
Love,
but
love.
To me, the character you play on stage is only a character. It's an act you put on, but off stage you are a human being just as everybody else. And the only way your fans is going to like you, open to you, if you remain as humble as simple. Simplicity coupled with humility is the essence of divinity. So you have to be real simple to be real divine.
Batson,
Definitely.
Cherish.
Well said.
Cherish.
Simplicity and divinity and sing.
Anthony, could you tell us, man? I mean, when did you actually start singing, and who inspired you to actually come into singing, man?
Well, it's a long story, yeah. But I always like. You'll hear me clearly, right?
Yeah, but you can make it short instead of long. Instead of the long.
I'll have to do a summary of the story, right? So I grew up in a village called Perseverance in Cuba. Cuba. Perseverance village in Cuba.
Oh, Perseverance. Good.
Yeah. At the time, the street in which I hail from, we didn't have much people with my puppy style up here. So I started laughing. I've been real on the life. So one of my neighbors was a mic man, and the other was just a guy who loved music. And they would play Chutney, they would play Muhammad Rafi, they would play Sonar Popo. And as a kid, I had always had great interest because the music was a bit different from what I would normally hear at home. At home, I would hear raga raga, jaga jaga. So
you know what? I never heard jaga jaga before, but I heard raga.
We hear raga raga, like you hear jaga jaga.
Jaga jaga is a big tune, eh? Look out for it.
Yeah, ask him to sing a piece of the jaga jaga for you, because let me tell you, it exists. It's an actual thing. For Anthony, it's an actual thing.
I'd always, ever since I've been around 6, 7 hours, it was a bit different then. I'd always liked the music. It was strange because my neighbor who was the mic man, well, he died, got me so rest in peace. I used to find myself going for driving his car to do that announcement just because I want to listen to the music. I used to go to funerals, songs like I Be Akela and Pinjideke Punchy. I don't know, I just wanted to be so much involved in any opportunity I get to go online by their place just to be a part of the music, I'm going. And we'll fast forward into the second primary school. Unfortunately, I was in a class that they considered to be slow, and that introduced Hindi to the syllabus back in 2003. And my class were kind of rejected. They didn't really want to teach us anything, and we wasn't really one of the chosen class to learn Hindi back then. So I went to the teacher. Her name was Miss Pamela Kanai. I believe she's on the live right now. So I said, Miss, I love you for the class. And I said, Miss, you can't leave me out just so. We want to take part in the Diwali program, etc. And Miss Pamela Kanai gave us the opportunity to sing. She taught us the first version I ever learned, which was Ma Tedi Mamita. And the rest is history.
I think that was everybody's first.
Correct. That was my first as well. And the rest is history. I performed along with my classmates back in 2003, and the rest is history. I've been performing ever since.
Great. That is
Nice.
Let's bring in Cherish to the M2M family. Finalist in the NCIC Youth Champ competition a couple years ago.
Actually reading that?
I had to do my little homework. So Cherish was a finalist in the NCIC Youth Champ competition a couple of years ago. Tell us how was that experience, Cherish?
Being the first time in competition, for me, it was just like everyone's first time on a platform like that. It was nerve-wracking, but one of the main things that I wanted to get over by being in the competition is getting over that stage fright. of being on stage. Believe it or not, 5 years after, and I still shake a little bit when I have to go on stage, and I don't think I'll ever get over that.
If I could
But
tell you,
the main stage fright was taken away 5 years ago when I went on stage for the first time. It was a great experience.
every ELR, I just be shaking just before I go on stage.
Well, if I tell you something,
That's a good thing for Cherish. That is a very good thing.
Last year, if there was ELR, I would have been shaken on stage too. And that's all I'm permitted to say to the public.
Oh, gosh.
It broke my heart. It broke my heart.
We met briefly at Taj Radio. I know we met briefly there, and I did some training there.
Yes.
And at Hot 93, I think.
Yes.
Hot 93. So do you see yourself going? I just asking full time into the radio.
Into that direction.
Or you just love the stage too much to choose.
To be honest, I love the stage. I love to make people dance. But apart from that, if I had to see myself doing something other than music, it would probably be announcing or something in the broadcasting field, because I actually just went for the experience of it. What are you doing? I feel like Raymond got knocked out one of me now. I actually just went to get the experience of being on a radio station and ended up loving it.
I just want to let you guys are protected from COVID. Just in case. COVID.
But your protection, guys.
I'm protected from COVID. I'm vaccinated, and I hope everyone is getting vaccinated as well. I mean, I know it's not a constitutional right, but it could save your life and the lives of your family. So if it's available to you, please go and get vaccinated, so that we can get back to some form of normalcy in life. I mean that's as much as I can say.
Renuka, you ain't fine, Antony. He looking like Darren. You know Darren.
I find so. Like he pulls up nice something, you know.
Like he know the
He's in good posture.
Listen, you can't blame the guy. He's a young, good-looking, talented guy, so he must make little pose and thing, you know.
Well, let me tell you something. Antony is a darling of a person, and he's one of the most humblest persons I've ever met in my life. I have to say that. My experience working alongside Antony in 2019 was an experience that is